rational function, always factor and simplify if possible. This numerator has a GCF, and the denominator is a difference of 2 squares. There are 2 factors in the denominator, which means this rational function has 2 excluded values. One of them is a vertical asymptote, the other is a hole in the graph. The hole in the graph will occur at 3, comma, something. We'll get to that. And the vertical asymptote comes from the remaining factor. For the rest of the analysis and graphing, we want to use this simplified function. We don't want to look back at this function now. Look at the simplified function for the remaining steps. The hole, let's talk about that first. The hole is at 3, x equals 3. To find the y value, you plug a 3 into the simplified function. 2 over 3 plus 3 is 2 over 6, which is 1/3. The hole in the graph is at 3, comma, 1/3. About right there. The rest of the graphing is the same as we did yesterday, using the simplified version of this rational function. To get the vertical asymptote, you look at the denominator, set the factor in the denominator equal to 0. To get the horizontal asymptote, you divide numerator by denominator. 2 is the same thing as 0x plus 2. So if you try to divide, 0x divided by x is 0. That is your horizontal asymptote. To get a y-intercept, you plug a 0 into the simplified function. And to find any zeros, you set the numerator equal to 0. But there's nothing to solve for. That means there are no x-intercepts or zeros. To finish off our graph, we'll just plug in a couple of values. How about a -1 and a -2? Using the simplified highlighted function, 2 divided by -1 plus 3, that would be 2 divided by 2. And plug in a -2, 2 divided by 1. We have the left branch of our function. It passes right through the hole. On the left side of the asymptote, let's evaluate the function at -4 and -5. Input a -4, output is -2. Input -5, output is -1. That is our graph that has a hole in it. Factoring our function, and after factoring, we see that the function can be simplified. That creates a hole in the graph. Set x minus 1 equal to 0. The hole in the graph is at 1, comma, something. To figure out what it is, we want to use the simplified rational expression. So we will plug a 1 into that simplified function and end up with a hole at the ordered pair 1, 3/4. Kind of right there. It's hard to graph a point accurately on this smartboard. Then we graph the rest of the characteristics based on the simplified function. Set the denominator equal to 0 for the vertical asymptote. Divide the function for the horizontal asymptote. X divided by x is 1. It doesn't matter what the remainder is. Oops, let me adjust that. There we go. To get a y-intercept, plug in a 0. And to get any x-intercepts, set the numerator equal to 0. I can go ahead and graph those points. And on the right half of my graph, I have enough points to connect, going right through the hole in the graph. And I only need to find some extra points on the left side of my asymptote by maybe plugging in a -4. Let's try that and see if we need any other points. I don't think we will. If I plug in a -4, I get -2 divided by -1, which is 2. And that is close enough to both asymptotes to fill in the left side of our graph.